tech scene. With innovation and skill, we're making it clean. Flipping and twisting, with code and with grace. Building a continent where tech takes its place. Tech Hub Africa, we're flying high. With every line of code, we touch the sky. We're the acrobats of the digital age. Tech Hub Africa, turning the page. We're balancing the scales of innovation and art. With every step and every leap, we're reaching the heart of the digital future, where Africa takes the lead. Tech Hub Africa, the possibilities are free. Tech Hub Africa, we're flying high. With every line of code, we touch the sky. We're the acrobats of the digital age. Tech Hub Africa, turning the page. Balancing the scales of innovation and art. With every step and every leap, we're reaching the heart of the digital future, where Africa takes the lead. With Tech Hub Africa, the possibilities are free. Yeah, Tech Hub Africa, we're flying high. With every line of code, we touch the sky. We're the acrobats of the digital age. Tech Hub Africa, turning the page.
Are massive layoffs or massive tech layoffs making you wonder if AI is the culprit? Is your business suffering because you believe AI is taking over things your business does manually? Well, guess no more. Today's Tech Talk will explore the real impact of AI and Gen AI on the tech industry and provide you with the insights needed to increase your bottom line. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, depending on where you are joining us from. Welcome to Tech Hub Africa's speaking engagement on embracing Gen AI, a strategic approach for startups and business leaders. This afternoon, because of where I am in the US, I am excited to have in our midst Obi Umegbolu, who is from AI for Africa, to talk and share his expertise and insights on the transformative power of Gen AI. I would like to share a little bit about Obi here. So we're going to pull up Obi's bio, which is very extensive. Obi is a seasoned innovation and growth specialist with a proven track record in driving startup and SME success. He has collaborated with prominent accelerator programs, including the UK government's Help to Grow Management Initiative. As a data and AI strategist, Obi leads AI for Africa think tank, championing the democratization of AI education across the continent. He's also a co-author of a British Computing Society publication, providing key insights into the evolving role of data analysts. Obi's expertise empowers businesses to leverage innovation for sustainable growth. Obi, thank you so much for taking the time to share your knowledge with us today. We are excited to learn from you and explore the opportunities and challenges that Gen AI presents. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Doreen. I'm excited to learn from everyone. We rise together, and I was almost dancing to the music of Tech Hub Africa. It's
Thank
quite
you.
innovative as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, let's dive right in. I know many people, you and I understand what AI is and what Gen AI is, but can you help our audience, whether they are listening in live or just watching us from afar, can you help us understand what Gen AI is and how it differs from traditional AI?
Okay. Thank you so much once again. I like to form a context, in a bit of a story. So I'll give a bit of description of a little short story. I say, so imagine a farmer in a rural Kenya or Ghana or in Nigeria. Let's say Amina is their name. So every planting season, she faces uncertainty of floods or drought. Uh, but now with simple app on her phone powered by artificial intelligence, she received weather prediction in Swahili or Ga or Igbo in her own language, tailored to her region. So previous year she struggles, but this year her yield doubled. This is AI in action, a tool that learns from data to solve real world problems. Now let's take it a step further with generative AI. Gen AI, if traditional AI is like a calculator that solve algorithm, calculate number. Gen AI is like the creative partner. It can write business plan, generate marketing content, um, even design logos. We all see the tools coming out these days. So, for example, startup in Africa I use Gen AI to create personalized financial services for the unbanked. Lots of people in the rural area that doesn't go to bank, or even a tool that will diagnose diseases in area without doctors. So the question is now, how can African startups and business leaders strategically embrace this technology to unlock its potential? It's no more a question of are we gonna use it. It's all over. People needs to get involved. People needs to learn what it's all about. People need to uh, get away from that mindset. I don't want to deal with it. It's not going away, and it's going to affect everyone. In that, so Gen AI in a nutshell, it's a branch of AI that doesn't just analyze data. Like we know, AI is based on data. It creates. It can generate text, message, images, music, even code. Yeah.
I
Uh,
like your example of the example you give about AI versus generative AI. And I like how you use creativity to say Gen AI does all the creative work for you. And thank you for the example with Amina and then the farm as well as healthcare. That actually leads me to my next question, still on understanding generative AI. It's been applied in various industries. You mentioned the farm, you mentioned healthcare, but what are some of the exciting examples that you have seen Gen AI being used for?
And it's also in fintech. Startups are using Gen AI to assess credit worthiness for people without formal credit history, bringing banking services into rural communities. I'm so passionate about affecting people in the in the rural areas because we usually leave them. When we talk about AI and technology, people say, it's only people are already using it in Africa, but it's just a cluster. I would say 1% of the people, the capital cities, but those people in the rural area, it's not affecting them. So yeah, like I say, making the unbanked, giving them access to credit because they don't have history. It delays people getting that credit they need to do what they need to do, especially the startups and founders. In Rwanda, there's a AI tool that analyzes local dialects to provide maternal health advice via SMS text messages. You know, uh, and a lot in education. There's chatbot in Nigeria that generates personalized study guides for students in rural area or even in the cities as well. So unlike older AI, Gen AI adopts to context. It's like I compare it to having like Swiss army knife. I don't know if it's a good example, but that army knife that has even nail clipper in it. So for innovation, it's versatile, accessible, and quite easily scalable. So let's think Gen AI as a democratic force. It lowers the barriers to innovation and makes advanced tools accessible even to small businesses anywhere in the world.
I like the emphasis on startups and small businesses because I'm actually going to ask you a question about some of the strategic approach that startups can leverage in AI. So the question I have for you is for startups, right? And for the mom and pop shops out there,
Yeah.
Gen AI can be a game changer, but how can they leverage it to drive innovation and growth? Because many people don't even know where to start.
Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, I think startups have a unique opportunity to leapfrog the traditional systems by harnessing Gen AI. But it's about starting small. Use the affordable platforms like ChatGPT. That's a free version, but I mean the pay version is like $20 a month. But you start with a free version. All that open sources, open models to automate repetitive tasks, such as customer service or content creation. Um, they should focus on local problem, focus on hyper local solutions. For instance, a Ghanaian startup using Gen AI to provide farming advice in local dialects. I think it's a tweet. I make mistake with that pronunciation. Someone corrected me sometimes. So I think it's true or and Ga,
Yeah.
boosting crop yields and addressing specific regional challenges. Um, I'll emphasize on collaboration. There's no point reinventing the wheel every time. So partner with hubs like Tech Hub Africa or AI for Africa think tank to access shared AI resources and training. It makes it easier to scale. There's a data that said I think 90% of the startups that fail is among the ones that are doing it on their own. So if you go through a accelerator program like Tech Hubs and all that, it helps. So the key is to align technology with community needs. And this is where African creativity will shine a lot. So start small, pilot Gen AI in one workflow at a time, and then like drafting invoices before scaling up.
I like how you say start small and collaborate or partner. But if you are a mom and pop shop or a startup, you're just thinking about you for the most part. Many people are thinking about, I don't need to give somebody my breakfast, right, to eat. So what are some of the factors that startups and SMEs or SMBs can consider as they adopt Gen AI and AI in general?
Well, it's about mindset shift. It's a mindset. We grow together. It's understanding that. I think there's an adage that said, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go with people. So it's about that mindset, and I'm very passionate about making people aware, creating awareness, and people understanding what is at stake here to make them change their mind, assess what is assess some training where it's possible. Because no matter how much AI tools we try to create or information we want to give, if it's that same 1% of people that are aware of it, it's not gonna explode. It's not gonna go further. Technology adoption, technology grows as far as human adoption. If the human are not adopting it, then it's not going to go far. But AI is different. It's good to start thinking AI as a collaborative partner rather than just tools and you can use them. It's there. Everybody needs to start thinking how it's going to change what I'm doing. How it's going to affect me. How are we going to do better? It can only help you to do better, but it can help you if you learn how to use it. That's what I would say. It's about a personal decision and need to want to do better, and then open up your mind and try to learn what's available. Learn from mentors or ask questions further. It can be difficult, and understand what you mean by people. I mean, Africans, we like to do things and survive on our own and do it, but it's time to open up. The world is a global village now, and there's no other way to go than to collaborate and find
I
help.
love that collaboration and that mindset shift, because
Yeah,
the mindset, the mind has an interesting way of playing with that. So once you're able to shift it and say, Gen AI, it's here to stay, to your point, it's not going anywhere. So the sooner we adopt it, the better it will be for our businesses, because otherwise, before you know, somebody else has come up with a better way of doing things,
exactly.
and then your business becomes obsolete. So thank you for that. Now I want to move into strategic approach for business leaders.
Yeah.
We've spoken about the startups and small businesses, but think about the business leaders and those who understand a bit of AI and Gen AI.
Yeah.
Question I have for you is, as business leaders, we know we must navigate the challenges and opportunities presented by Gen AI. What are some of the key considerations we should be mindful of?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. I think for business leaders, adopting Gen AI is not just about the tools. There are lots of them, and we get confused if you start thinking about the tools. But it's about the vision, having a vision. Like you just said, you don't want your business to be obsolete. It's about the vision, and it will start with investing in talent, training, train teams in, say, prompt engineering, because most tools you have, even creating logo, generating content, and every other thing you do is prompt. You have to prompt AI to be able to give you the results. So prompt engineering, train your team, and other skills that they will need to interact effectively with AI. Then another aspect is infrastructure, which I don't think I mean, we have to contribute towards that, like internet access and cloud computing capabilities and all the tools we need. The government need to play along, but we need to start having that conversation, creating opportunities to have that conversation. And this kind of talks, maybe you don't know who's listening in, but it's about having those infrastructure that we required for the future. And thirdly, I would say the ethics. We need to ensure fairness by training models on diverse African data sets. We don't have much now. It's part of the program we're running at AI for Africa to train some train some models with African data to avoid biases that will exclude underserved communities. So for example, health tech startups in Kenya, they're combining profit with purpose. by using Gen AI for disease prediction, while ensuring the inclusivity through localized solutions. So it's very important to think big, but then have a focus where you're going. Don't always focus on the tools. What the problems are you going to solve? Where do you want to see your organization in the next 4, 5, 10 years? And that's how to, so it's not from the tools, it's from the vision, from the people, from the business. Then you now look for the right AI tools to fit in. That's what I would say.
Yeah, Obi, since you mentioned, the training tools that, because many people, especially in Africa, many leaders believe that if I'm the boss, I don't need any training, but all of us need training to fine tune our knives, right? So I'm going to share something that your company, AI for Africa, is doing to pay it forward, where you are providing almost literally free training on AI. So Team Tech Hub, if you could share a screen of that, that would be awesome. So if you are here listening to us or watching us, these are some of the free internship programs that AI for Africa is offering, because AI is here to stay, Gen AI is here to stay. And the sooner you adopt some of these skills, the better it's going to be for you as an individual, as a business, and of course, as a business leader. So just sharing that. And Obi, really appreciate your company for doing this for Africa and for
Thank
the
you so
world.
much.
So thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I will, I think since we're showing this, we're just going to briefly take a short, not a break, but just share a few snippets of some of the partners. We already shared AI for Africa, some of the stuff you're doing. We have two other sponsors, which we just want to acknowledge. One being the Tech for All program, which focuses on making sure that everyone in Africa, especially, has an opportunity at technology. Technology is not just for those, who go to school. Everybody has a cell phone these days, and it's amazing what people can do. We also have the GH Accommodation, a proud sponsor of today's program, which provides hostel accommodation for students all over Africa, but starting with Ghana, and they have the QR code as well. So really, these are some of the cool stuff that people can patronize. So thank you, Team TechUp. All right, so Obi, I'm going to go back to the strategic approach for business leaders. My last question on that is, Gen AI has significant implications for business models. And we mentioned the vision. How can leaders adapt and thrive in an AI-driven economy?
Okay, thank you so much. While the potential is immense, everybody knows there's ethical challenges. There's lots of challenges I can mention briefly. If AI is trained on non-African data, the system may exclude some people or cultural nuances and all that. And then there's data privacy issue, protecting user data is critical as more people now engage or will engage digital platforms. A lot of people, a lot of things will happen online these days. So data privacy is critical. We need to look into that and make sure we are doing the right guardrails to protect everyone's data. And there's this job displacement that most people are afraid of. And I say displacement, not displacement, not replacement, sorry. So people need to start training. But even more than that, I really think that we're getting into this post-labor era where lots of people will lose what they're doing. Automation may disrupt jobs in lots of sectors, maybe agriculture, manufacturing, and we need to consider that a bit. And that brings me to a concept became aware of the universal basic income. You know, I think it could be a safety net where people could help empower people, the displaced people by automation to get something and then build towards that. May not have time, but it's a big topic, a big discussion already happening in some countries, Western world, like in the UK, when people are out of job, they can sign up to benefit and get support from the government. In this is a universal problem now. We need to start thinking about how we're gonna run that. So yeah, I think that's the ethical and ethical aspect and implementation we can think of for now.
Obi, I like that. And you mentioned something that piqued my interest about the inputs, right? Because it's literally, as they say, garbage in, garbage out. So I like what your company is doing, because if we sit in Africa and expect the rest of the world to think about us as AI and generative AI is being developed, we'll be left in the doldrum like we have been. So to your point, your company is providing free tools, free resources for us to learn how we can input the data that reflects who we are as a continent and as individuals. And I think that is such a powerful tool. And I hope that our listeners and viewers alike will really take advantage of these free resources that you are providing. You also mentioned about data privacy. So I'm going to ask you my next question on ethics. As we implement Gen AI, we know, you and I know, that we must prioritize responsible and ethical practices. But what are some of the best practices we should follow to ensure that we are using Gen AI in a way that is beneficial to society in general?
I want to say that love reigns, love rules. You know, if you love someone, you don't want to hurt them. AI is that's agentic AI now that talk to each other and do the work, but it's still relying. That's also always human intervention in all this. So being human, let's be human. Let's look out for each other. You know, data protection, but most importantly, what are we asking AI to do? You know, there's always human intervention in the middle of all this. That the people that are trained, I hope everyone will train to learn how to use it, but how to develop as well, how to ask the right questions. And but government, like business leaders, government policies, and all that will be in place to guardrail all the things we do. AI can do a lot on it. It can do good and it can do bad. Just like I know that's the mindset of some people. They say they don't want to uh, adopt AI, but because electricity can kill people, you still have it in your house. So it depends on how you manage it and all that. You can't do without it. So it's about having the right guardrails to protect people and thinking and awareness, making people aware what's valuable, what's possible, how they will protect themselves online, uh, whatever. People must learn not to upload everything they have on ChatGPT, for instance, and because that it retains that data and someone else might see it. But it starts with awareness and talking about it, telling people about it, training. But people need to want to learn as well. It works both ways. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, if I'm one of the audience, I would be asking myself, who knew, I have to start with love when it comes to Gen AI. All I know is that it's something that works. But I like your approach to say start with love. Because when you love somebody and love things around you, you will be able to provide the tool or the resources, unbiased data for it to give you that result. So thank you for that. And to our audience, we will have time for one or two questions at most. But before we ask the audience for questions, I'm going to follow up quickly with the future of Gen AI. It's here to stay. And in one of your responses, you mentioned the old AI. And if I'm in the audience, I'll be like, old AI, I thought this thing just started yesterday. So my question to you is, looking ahead, right? Looking ahead, how might Gen AI impact various industries and sectors in the future?
Yeah. I'll say it's going to affect every aspect of our lives and everything we do. So I envision there's lots of data and reports, even from UNESCO and all that, that by 2030, it will have things like personalized education platforms, teaching children in Igbo language, Swahili, Ga, Hausa, or Yoruba. That's what AI can do for you. That will be remote healthcare diagnostics reaching every village, remote village. It just again depends on people accepting and wanting to use it. So that will be a post level economy where I believe UBI, the Universal Basic Income, will empower people to pursue creativity and and do what they want to do without minding so much of how where the next daily bread will come from. So in close, let me leave you with this story. In Zambia, a woman's cooperative used Gen AI to turn traditional basket weaving pattern into NFT art, and they self-funded. It was self-funded and a UBI program that will allow children to attend school instead of working fields. You know, a girl used to uh, use her free time to learn coding online. And by 2035, she launched an AI startup optimizing solar energy for rural clinics. You know, this is the future of Africa if we adopt. You know, it's a chain. It's go round and round. You know, in cycle. A continent where technology amplifies human potential rather than replace it. You know, and we can do that. Let's build this reality where no one will be left behind.
I like that. In terms of amplifying human capabilities, we actually have a question in chat, and it says, this is from Modestus. And the question is there an alternative AI internship program for those who are not in Africa based on what you guys are doing? Yeah.
I think well, we can always have most people on the board of AI for Africa are people from all over the world, and we have programs. We are running some conferences and webinars that teach people and point them in the right direction, and we're developing something for everyone. But why we are focusing on Africa, especially people in the rural area, is that they are usually left behind. There are quite good resources, and if they reach out to you, Tech Hub, we can do something to point them in the right direction if that's required. But there's lots of resources, and we are developing more. But right now, we have a team of people that can deliver training and courses in that sense.
Yeah, thank you. And we actually do, Tech Hub has also been able to collate a number of free AI programs that LinkedIn and Google offers. So we will make that available as well. I know it's on our website, but we'll make it available as well on our social media platforms for you. The last question that came in from the chat is, how about AI inclusive for churches? So how can we leverage AI for churches?
Well, it's are we going to upload the Bible or whatever? Well, I think it can help pastors, to be honest, to get their usual what's it called? Their sermon. They prepare sermon. Maybe it takes them 2-3 days or to prepare some Sunday sermon. It can help a lot. And I like that church thing. Let's do AI. Let's upload the Bibles on on AI and see how we can adapt. Because what happens at all these open platforms, once you upload an information there, every other person that has the right prompt can access those information and get it. So why not improve church programs. There's a lot of tools going into churches already, like paying tithes. There's more tools to do that. So lots of tools are just to improve on what's already available with church. But AI is going to affect everything we do, and it's going to help in. And I think churches can help in promoting, making people aware of it. There's nothing to fear. It's just knowing how to or what to upload there and how to use it. That's the only difference.
And even Obi, thinking about the algorithms and the data that we input, right? Churches can say within a vicinity and say how many people, assuming it's an African church or whatever church it is, or Catholics, you could put in the algorithm and say, give me an idea of the Catholics who live within the zip code, or
Exactly.
so it's the capabilities are there. And as Obi mentioned before, it's knowing and using the right tools and collaborating, because if you don't have, nobody has all the answers. We are all learning and building this airplane called AI, and piloting it at the same time. So really leveraging other resources and powerhouses like AI for Africa will really be a game changer that Africa needs. I know we are like almost 7 minutes over, but Obi, what's your final word for those of us listening in and watching? What would you tell them about AI and Gen AI?
I would say AI is here to stay. We're afraid of losing our job, but AI is not going to take your job if you're using it to do your work. And to use it to do your work, you have to learn how to use it, how to prompt it, how to do the right thing. People should change their mind and start learning, being, whatever you put your mind takes root in your heart. So, and you start seeing some openings in that sense, and some more information will come. And I'll say for being on the call on this call shows that those people wants to learn. And I'll say congratulations in the first place. So let's keep on doing it. Let's keep on developing our mind and increasing our knowledge, and hopefully we'll be in the midst of it all. I see a future where someone in rural area somewhere in Ghana runs a $1 billion company one day, and it's going to be down to AI. So let's one of us be the person that's doing that today. Yeah.
Obi, thank you for sharing your insights and expertise with us today. We are so grateful for your time and look forward to continuing the conversation on Gen AI and its applications. Folks, we appreciate you. And really, here's the bottom line. AI and Gen AI can help elevate your business to the next level. Whether you are a startup or business executive or a tech professional, it's essential for us to harness the effectiveness and efficiencies of AI for a better tomorrow. So stay tuned for more updates from Tech Hub Africa, and we hope you join us for future events. From all of us at Tech Hub Africa, we say thank you and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
We're flipping the script on the tech scene. With innovation and skill, we're making it clean. Flipping and twisting, with code and with grace. Building a continent where tech takes its place. Tech Hub Africa, we're flying high. With every line of code, we touch the sky. We're the acrobats of the digital age. Tech Hub Africa, turning the page. We're better balancing the scales